Welcome back, Silver and Blue Nation. This is Mic'd Up with Jeff. Let's get to it. We had some good news this week, Silver and Blue Nation. Quinnen Williams, Logan Wilson, two defensive players that were picked up right before the trade deadline, and I like it. I'm going to tell you, I like the direction that the Dallas Cowboys are going in. They're trying to bolster up this struggling defense, and why not pick up arguably one of the top defensive tackles in the league this year? Why not pick up a Logan Wilson who can cover? He's a cover linebacker as well as diagnose plays and react. That's the problem that the Cowboys have been having for some time. You had linebackers like Kenneth Murray and Joe Sanborn that failed to react. And then, Shamar James, he's still a young linebacker, but they look having problems diagnosing plays and reacting instead of thinking. And now you done picked up a Logan Wilson who's coming from a Cincinnati Bengals. Yeah, he's not Trey Hendrickson, but this guy is a solid depth guy. And you can plug and play him right now. And he's better than what the Cowboys have on their roster as far as linebackers right now that are outside of Amarian Overshown. So you bring him in, you got Overshown that's coming off injury, and then you got a young Shamar James. I think it's gonna look different in the second half after the bye week. It's definitely going to look different on the defensive side of the football. Cowboys are 32nd in the league in defense. I ain't going to jump for 32nd to first. No. But it's a step in the right direction. It's a step in the right direction. I don't know if you can completely fix every issue that's going on with this defense, but I think it's going to be much better than what they've been displaying in the first half of the season. So let's talk about Quinnen Williams. Quinnen Williams, it's been a lot of criticism about the Cowboys giving up a future number one and a number two pick with Mozzie Smith. Okay, so we know, Cowboy Nation, over the years, the struggles in that defensive line as far as stopping the run. And now the Joneses been adamant about addressing the need for defensive linemen. They got Kenny Clark early this year, and then you re-signed Osa, and then now you're bringing in Quinnen Williams, who can stuff the run and play the pass, and he's in his prime. And what's the beauty of this whole ordeal? They didn't give up any of this year's draft. You still got two number ones this year that you can wheel and deal with and get a number two back. You can wheel and deal off the number one picks that you have two. You have two with all pro defensive tackle. They gave up Mozzie, and Mozzie, he didn't perform like all the fans wanted him to perform. And maybe this change for him, he might do better with the Jets. I hope the brother does better with the Jets. It's all about situations sometimes. When George Pickens left Pittsburgh and came to Dallas, man, they were saying he was a cancer and all this thing. But the change of scenery totally helped George Pickens out. Look at him now. And so hopefully, I wish nothing Mozzie the best. I've been a critic of Mozzie just like everyone else, but it just didn't work. It just didn't work with Taco Charlton. It didn't work with Mozzie. So hope he can revitalize his career with the Jets. But man, I'm excited about this Quinnen Williams, man. This is going to be something special. And you got Overshown that's coming back off of injury. You got Revel that's coming off. He's going to debut when they come back when the Cowboys come back off of the bye. And it's just a must. It was just kind of a bittersweet week, even with the signings of Quinnen Williams and Logan Wilson. But Marshawn Kneeland, man, it really hurt my heart to see that young brother take his life. And man, it's just a terrible tragedy. But I just want y'all to know, Silver and Blue Nation, whatever you're going through, whatever you're going through, it can be worked out. You don't have to take your life. It's so many people that your family, your friends that care about you and they need you. They need you here. And to see what Marshawn Kneeland, I don't know Marshawn Kneeland personally, but it hurt my heart to hear about this tragedy, man. It just someone does something like that, and I'm pretty sure it's a lot of people just like myself that had experienced either family member or friends that went through something like that, and man, it just affects everyone. And you just you gotta know that there are people out there that care about you, and that it's nothing wrong with seeking some type of help if you got issues. Anything can be worked out. Anything that you're going through, I don't care if it's financial, I don't care if it's relationship related, it can be worked out, Silver and Blue. Not just Silver and Blue Nation, anybody that's struggling with anything, don't do that, man. Don't do that. You can get through it. And don't be ashamed if you have to seek some help. There's a lot of people out there, well, I'm good, I'm good. And when you saying you good, you might not be good, man. Don't let anything come in between you seeking help or talking to somebody that you trust. Man, I want to see all of you around. And if nobody said they care about you or love you today, nobody told you that, I'm telling you that I love you and I care about you and I want you around. And so that's all I wanted to say. I didn't really want to get too much into Marshawn. Man, I just, my prayers up for the family. And man, just hate to see such a young player lose his life like that. However, Cowboy Nation, on a lighter note, I just like the direction that this organization is going as far as rebuilding this defensive side of the ball. Now, the secondary, we don't know. That's going to be a question mark. And hopefully this front seven with the new linebackers, and then you got Donovan Ezaraku, who's starting to come on. He got 2 sacks. He's starting to get his feet on the ground. Let's see in the second half of the season if they can put this thing together and make a solid run. That's all I want to see. I want to see them make a solid run. And they still got a chance to make the playoffs. I mean, even though they got 5 losses, that one tie kind of puts you still in the race for, a possible wild card. I mean, because you got an offense that's pretty solid on the offensive side of the ball. The Cowboys, they struggled against the Cardinals, and that was one of those games where I just knew that they were going to get these guys, with the run game. But it's just another thing to how they underachieve against the teams that they supposed to win against. You got the Chicago Bears of the world. You had the Carolina Panthers of the world. And then you got the Arizona Cardinals coming in here where you had a struggling Marvin Harrison Jr., and he just came in and put on a clinic on this secondary. So, those are the frustrating things that you just shake your head, you just scratch your head sometimes and like, man, how did this happen? You know? not on just only the defensive side of the ball, on the offensive side of football. So, with that being said, let's see in this second half of the season how they're going to fare against much harder opponents because you got some solid opponents. You got the Eagles coming back. You got the Kansas City Chiefs. You got some solid, rough teams that's coming through here. These are the teams that you're gonna have to deal with. So, with that being said, I'd like to hear your thoughts on the new pickups on the defensive side of the ball with the Quinnen Williams. Do you like the Cowboys giving up number one, number two, and Mozzie? They didn't make a play for Minka Fitzpatrick. That name was floating out there for a while, and I was kind of surprised that. And then Quadre Diggs is out there as a free agent. And let's see if they're gonna make a run at one of these free agent safeties because Cowboys definitely need safety help. So let's see. I'm curious to see if they're done for the season. They're just gonna ride it out with what they have. But anyway, that's all I have for this evening, Cowboy Nation. Silver and blue. Thanks for tuning in. We're mic'd up with Jeff. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe on my YouTube channel. And let me hear your thoughts. Till the next time, we are out.